This queen-level creature is truly incredible. It defied the biological norm of oviparous reproduction and chose to give birth to the strongest new king via viviparity. This queen possesses a unique ability to consume and mate. Every time it devours a creature, it can steal that creature's genes and assimilate them into itself, which then reflects in the traits of its offspring. The queen can only lay 1 to 5 eggs at a time, and through complex genetic recombination, the first generation of warrior ants and worker ants is born, giving rise to an initial nest. From then on, the queen no longer needed to hunt, as the warrior ants would gather food for her. But during their expedition, the chimeric ant legion stumbled upon 2 human children. The boy had sworn to protect his younger sister, but his strength was no match for the chimeric ants, and all his efforts were futile. The queen found humans to be an incredibly rich source of nutrition, something she had never encountered before. After consuming just 1 human, the queen was utterly enamored by the taste and decided that if she could have more, it would be the ultimate delicacy. After the queen absorbed human genes for the first time, she birthed the first warrior ant with intelligence and the ability to speak, named Cole. The queen appointed Cole as the commander of the entire chimeric ant legion. The queen's first task was to capture humans, the high-nutrition creatures that were necessary for her to give birth to a new king. Cole flew out of the nest and immediately headed for a nearby human village. This marked the beginning of a looming disaster. In the sky, Cole gave the order to capture only the young and strong humans, while weaker humans would be captured, nurtured, and eaten later. The number of warrior ants increased daily, and a small mound appeared on the plains, built by the construction ants. These 2-meter-long worker ants could expel 3 pounds of viscous fluid every second, enabling them to build an ant castle in just half a day. However, the chimeric ants' plans to hunt humans were soon discovered. Villages now had special forces armed with guns, and before the warrior ants could react, many were killed in mere seconds. Within moments, only an old turtle remained, escaping the scene. This was their first defeat in battle. They learned from books that the human world also had its own military and weapons. At this point, the queen held the first meeting of the warrior ants, where she demanded that they provide 50 units of food every day. She also announced that she would soon fall into a deep slumber. The old turtle explained to the queen the information about the human world, hoping that she would grant him a name to distinguish him. The queen agreed to this request, and to her surprise, the hybrid chimeric ants were not only capable of giving suggestions but also knew they were unique individuals. The queen grew more and more excited about the birth of the new king. There were 3 eggs that would soon hatch. These would be the new king's direct subordinates, destined to become the queen's powerful protectors. When the chimeric ants launched their next assault on humans, they had gained combat experience from their previous encounter. The higher-level chimeric ants were no longer afraid of humans wielding guns, and even on their own, they could kill a group of humans. Monster hunters had just arrived and found a field full of human corpses. They were curious about what creature could have claws so sharp. When they saw 3 adult chimeric ants, the team's leader's first instinct was to flee. They had never encountered such large mutated creatures. The leader drew his bow and summoned a red arrow, killing 1 chimeric ant with a single shot. However, the leader knew they could not continue fighting, as ants were social creatures. If the entire army arrived, they would all be consumed by the chimeric ants. Fortunately, they managed to escape. But soon, they discovered a monster army far beyond their hunting range, and they knew they needed to find stronger hunters before launching an attack. Before they could speak further, one of their teammates was torn apart. The chimeric ants had already spotted them. The leader killed one with his skill, but the enemy's leader, a high-level chimeric ant, blocked the leader's orange sword with ease. The team saw the aura surrounding the leader, and though they didn't understand it, they thought they could avoid it. But in the next moment, one of their members was bound by spider silk, and the team was consumed by the chimeric ants. The leader tried to avenge his teammates, but every attack he made, though it hit the chimeric ant's body, caused no harm. Just as he was about to use